Ich bin auf der Suche von einer spannenden Geschichte. Und dann haben wir den Tag zu Ende auf der zweiten Location vom The Moving Sofa hier aus Berlin. Aber ich brauche nur eine Geschichte und die muss verdammt spannend sein. Viel Glück, Bruce. Ich hoffe, dass es jemand finden kann. Ich bin jetzt auf dem Weg. Hallo. Die sind ein bisschen schüchtern. Guten Tag zusammen. Guten Abend sollte man sagen. Wir haben jetzt 17:30 Uhr.
Ich habe Sie fast 1000 Mal gesehen.
1000 Mal gesehen?
Ja.
Wirklich, 1000 Mal gesehen?
Ja. Oh, das ist eine große Ehre für mich. Dankeschön.
Bitte, sind Sie zu Besuch hier oder?
Ja,
Sie,
ich
okay.
komme aus Hamburg. Hallo.
Okay, aus Hamburg. Eine wunderschöne Stadt, muss man sagen. Hamburg,
Ja,
ne?
aber Berlin ist schöner.
Berlin ist auch schöner.
Mehr.
Ich darf das nicht vor der Kamera sagen. Eigentlich ist Hamburg schöner, aber wenn man sagt, Berlin ist schöner, die haben beide etwas ihre Schönheit.
Ja,
Sag mal so, muss ein bisschen diplomatisch sein.
Aber wir müssen auch sagen, weil ich so einen Besuch hier.
Okay, alles klar. Okay, dann er sagt Hamburg ist schöner, ich sage Berlin ist schöner.
Aber
wir sind beide sehr
aber
schön.
in Wirklichkeit, Berlin ist schön.
Okay, Berlin, er hat gerade gesagt, Berlin ist viel schöner. Okay, gut. Alles Gute, tschüss. Tschüss. Hi, hallo, hi. Na, geht's euch gut? Ja, mir geht's auch gut. Wo gehst du jetzt hin?
Wir schauen uns das jetzt hier an.
Bitte?
Ja. Wir schauen uns jetzt hier das Ding hier an.
Achso, musst du mit jemandem treffen oder was?
Nö, einfach nur so.
Achso, okay. Du kommst aus Berlin oder bist du?
Nee, ich komme aus
Ach so.
Osnabrück.
Aus wo?
Aus Osnabrück.
Achso, und was?
Niedersachsen.
Achso, ja, das kenne ich schon. Und was machst du hier in Berlin? Einfach einen Ausflug oder was?
Ich mache hier einen Ausflug, ja.
Also, bist du Student oder was? Oder?
Nee, ich bin kein Student.
Ach so.
Einfach so.
Ja, aber du musst doch von irgendetwas leben, oder?
Ja, ich habe jetzt mein Studium gerade abgebrochen.
Achso, und was?
Ja.
Hast du gerade gesagt, abgebrochen?
Abgebrochen, ja.
Ja, wieso abgebrochen?
Kein Bock mehr, hat keinen Spaß gemacht.
Ah, okay,
Ja.
gut. Willst du darüber reden, oder?
Nö, gerade
Okay,
nicht.
alles klar. Weil ich hätte gerne ein Sofa, wir könnten gerne auf die Sofa ein bisschen quatschen und so. Und das ist eine neue Show, das ich jetzt mache. Und ich möchte einfach mit Leuten einfach aus unserer Gesellschaft ansprechen. Und,
Ja, nö, wir sind ja auf dem Sprung, wir haben einen engen
Achso, die
Zeitplan.
sind auf dem Sprung. Okay,
Ja,
du hast
okay.
einen engen Zeitplan.
Ja.
Okay,
Nett.
ich habe verstanden.
Nett, dich kennenzulernen.
Ja, dir auch.
Ich mag deine Uhr.
Okay, oh super, ja, die sind ganz alt. Ne? Und
Ja,
tu
ich
mir
weiß.
eine Gefallen,
Ja.
fang mal mit dem neuen Studium an.
Ja, ich habe schon was organisiert.
Okay,
Alles
hat er etwas organisiert?
Ja.
Gut. Also du hast eine wunderschöne Frau, muss man sagen.
Ja.
Vorne. Also,
Ja,
top,
danke schön.
top. Alles Gute, tschüss, tschüss. So, wie das halt so ist im Leben, ne? Manche will sprechen, manche will nicht sprechen, muss man das respektieren. Hi. Hello. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Great.
Great. So do you speak English or?
Yeah, speak English.
Okay, so where are you from?
I come from China.
Wow, China, very interesting. What are you doing here in Berlin? Just
So I'm a student in the UK, so I'm here for a holiday.
for holidays, that's very interesting. I would love to do a small interview with you. Would you like that? We could sit on the sofa and talk. I would really like that.
It's okay.
Okay, great, fantastic. So come with me and we have a sofa. It's just standing right over there.
Yeah.
Should I give you my coat or
No,
you
it's
won't?
okay, it's okay.
Great, okay. Good, fantastic. Top, great. My name is Bruce Darnell, and I just want to welcome you to the moving sofa here in Berlin. Please, what's your name, first of all?
My name is Tianwen.
Tianwen.
Yeah.
Tianwen, beautiful, beautiful name, and you're from China.
Yeah, I come from China.
You come from China, and are you living here in Berlin?
I live in London
Okay, you're living in London. How long have you been living in London?
for about 2 years.
Obviously, you must be studying then in London.
Yeah.
And what are you studying?
So I did my first master in London. I studied about media and communication.
Wow.
Yeah, and this year I will do my second master. Then I will study about gender studies.
Gender studies. Wow, that's very, very interesting. And why are you going in the direction gender studies? Why is it that so fascinating for you?
Because personally I'm interested in the minority groups in their sexuality. which I would say about LGBTQ. I'm
Okay.
interested in this topic, so I want to explore more. And so I also want to do a PhD in this area, so I turned my direction.
How is it actually in China? Is it a big problem with homosexuality and transgender and all of that stuff in China?
This topic is sensitive in China, I can say, because it is not illegal, but people do not want, let's say, most of the public, they do not want to talk about it more. But there are some people, they want to to let more people to know about it, to
Yes.
know about their identity, to know about
Yes.
the importance of this group.
Yeah.
So there are many people that are trying their best for others to know about it.
Yeah, and I think in China that the people are becoming more aware of that, and people are now really standing up for their
Yeah.
rights and expressing themselves. And I think
Yeah.
that's a wonderful thing, which for the last 20 years that was not even spoken about or even thought of now. But I think now it's people are trying to take that more to the forefront, and I think that's really good that you're studying gender studies, because I think that's a given right that you should be who you want to be, and you should be that person or to live that life the way that you've been born. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. So, now in China, more and more people choose to stand out to start some like campaigns or some communities to speak for their rights.
Yeah, yeah. And when you begin to speak out, do you for your rights in China, do you feel like you're still being watched behind your back or something like that? You know, before people would say like Big Brother was watching you, but do you feel like there's a tension still when you begin to speak out, or people, even though people are speaking out more, are they still afraid and looking left and looking right, or?
I think in recent years, this phenomenon now is more open.
Yeah.
Like some people have a prejudice
Yeah.
of this phenomenon. So I think it has become more open now.
Yeah. I think it's fascinating that we still have to talk about this topic, you know, transgender and homosexuality. I think it's something that you don't want to really talk about, but you have to talk about it because you said there are a lot of prejudice and a lot of people are still not aware of that. So I think it's really so important to bring that to the forefront. You think with your studies of gender studies and everything, do you think that one day you will become this powerful activist and start fighting for other people's rights and
Yeah.
stuff like that?
I like to fight for these groups.
Yeah. Were you always like that, or did it just recently come, or?
I think for me, it comes from an early age because when I am a child, I
Yeah.
was thinking that everyone in the world is the same. No matter how their sexuality or their gender or what people are they are the same. They are the equal people. So I had the wish that I can stand up to speak for the others' rights.
Well, you know, this is so interesting that you started at an early age, but I'm thinking you must be like 23 or something. I don't.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so you're still quite very, very young, and that's just a phenomenal thing what you're doing right now. I think that's amazing. I mean, I have such a respect for you to do that. That's
Thank
really
you.
great. And do you come from a big family in China, or your parents still living in China, or they living in London, or?
No, they live in China.
Oh, okay. So do you have a good contact with them, or how is that when you're living in London? Do you often visit them and?
Yeah, every day we will send message to each other on WeChat, you know. And last time I visited them was in the summer. I came back to China once.
Okay, and how was that to go back to China? Was it quite nice and?
Yeah, it's nice to meet my family and my friends and to eat what my mother cooked.
Yeah,
I really
okay.
miss it.
So is there a typical food that you miss from China what you can't get in London? Because obviously in England and there's a lot of Chinese restaurants and stuff like that, but I can imagine they're not so good like in China, huh?
Yeah, not so typical, not so traditional like my mother cooked.
Okay,
Not really.
yeah, that's very difficult
That's
to find.
really special.
So how long are you staying in Berlin, and why did you come to Berlin? This amazing city, Berlin. It's so diverse and it's wonderful. Why did you come here?
So today, the first day I came here.
Really? Today's the first
I
day?
just arrived this afternoon.
No, you just arrived this afternoon.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So are you here alone or?
Yeah, I'm alone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like to travel alone. And before I came to Berlin, I came to Prague. Yeah, I
okay.
stayed in Prague for 5 days, and
Yeah.
then I came to Berlin because, I have been to like about 10 countries in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's my dream to come to as more countries as I can in Europe. So
Yeah.
this is just one of my station.
Yeah.
And I like Berlin. So the first impression of me, I like Berlin because that when I arrived here, the weather was really nice.
Yeah, it
and I
was.
saw all the buildings, the
Yeah.
modern and the classical buildings, they're really great.
Yeah, they're really beautiful. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, and I also want to try some traditional food here, and I like to find a restaurant then.
You know what a currywurst is?
I'm not sure. I don't know German.
Okay, currywurst is like, we would say in English, is probably a sausage. It's
long sausage?
It's a long sausage.
Yeah, I got
and
it.
It has this amazing curry sauce on it. It's sort of like, it's like a rote sauce. Well, anyway, it's like a tomato sauce, but it's very spicy and it's very, very good. And I don't eat a currywurst that often, but when I do, then I always love it. So how long are you going to stay in Berlin?
I plan to stay here for 3 days. Then I plan to come to Cologne.
Cologne?
Yeah.
I lived in Cologne before.
That's
So obviously, you're going to Cologne. The first thing you're going to see is the Kölner Dome. You're going to look at the dome. You know, the big cathedral in Cologne.
Yeah.
So, well, it was a short meeting, but it was a wonderful meeting. And then thank you so very much for taking the time to sit here on the moving sofa. It was wonderful. It was a delight to meet you. And enjoy your 3 days in Berlin and also your travels. And good luck with all your studies in London. And I wish you only the best. So thank you very, very much. Thank you so much. You're very kind. Thank you for being here. So, das war's vom Moving Sofa aus Berlin. Es war eine tolle Zeit, tolle Menschen, tolle Geschichte. Und ich habe festgestellt, wir sind alle gleich. Wir suchen eine gute Familienleben, wir suchen Liebe, wir suchen Geborgenheit. Und das ist das, was zählt. Wir müssen einfach lernen, miteinander zu reden. Meine Lieben, mein Name ist Bruce Darnell und die nächste Station, könnte ich euch jetzt verraten, ist Köln. Und jetzt geht's los. Der Moving Sofa nach Köln.